But Kerry was traveling in India at the time. He says he will head to France on Thursday. He said all of this is just quibbling about nobody being there from the United States except the ambassador to France. More noticeably absent from this event, President Obama. And here at home, stamped on the cover of the New York Daily News, quote, "You let the world down." Very strong words from that newspaper today. Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters is a Fox News strategic analyst. Ralph, good morning to you. Good to have you here. What were your thoughts as you watched that solidarity? And Eric Holder said, we stand in solidarity with France, but nobody there to do so in a physical way.
Yeah, Martha, I was at Fox commenting live as the march was beginning yesterday, and I was ashamed. I mean, how could Obama do this? Not only not go himself, but forbid our other top officials from going. I mean, there is simply no excuse for it. I'm at a point in life where I'm hard to shock. I was shocked. I was stunned by this. Yeah. And now this lame excuse, oh, it would have been too, you know, the security threat was too high, security would have burdened everyone. Look at the pictures, for God's sakes. Queen Rania of Jordan's in the front rank.
That's right.
In the second rank, you've got Carla Bruni, the wife of former President Sarkozy of France, looking very good in the powder blue turtleneck, by the way. I mean, we have a president who doesn't have the guts of a French actress. My God, it's amazing. Here, Martha, I've been in hot water for saying the president's a coward. The president's a coward. The president is a physical coward, he is a moral coward, he is an intellectual coward, and let me break that out. Physical, well, yeah, he didn't go, did he? But that doesn't matter. Physical cowardice is not a big deal to a president because they don't have to lead bayonet charges. Moral cowardice matters. And this man can never bring himself to have the guts to say about any issue, I was wrong. He clings to this issue, this idea that Islam's a religion of peace. A friend of mine over the weekend reminded me of that great quote, Islam's a religion of peace and Muslims will kill you to prove it. He won't utter the words Islamist terror. And finally, intellectually, it's amazing how little he's learned in 6 years. He's still, as far as international relations goes, at the intellectual development level of a University of California undergraduate in a Che Guevara t-shirt. Make no mistake. Passivity in the face of terror is complicity. And yesterday, President Obama chose the side of the terrorists.
Very strong words, and understood in terms of where you're coming from. You know, I think about the insensitivity factor of this reaction and how the people of France would feel about the very stark absence of the United States when they have lent their support to us in many ways historically, and as recently as, you know, they led the way in Libya in terms of the operation that happened there. And I think about James Foley and the beheading and the president golfing afterwards, and the fact that the White House later said, you know, maybe that wasn't the right move. Maybe the optics weren't right. The president has said that at times he has difficulty with the optics of the presidency. And so I don't know, is that a learning curve that has simply not happened?
Right. He refuses to learn. And, you know, there's so many future historians are going to have a ball trying to unravel this guy's psychology. I mean, you can explain his behavior to a point, and then you're just in the twilight zone. And it's appalling to me that this is a president of the United States who doesn't get excited about terrorist threats to the homeland. He's got this romanticized view of Islam that doesn't jibe with reality, but he clings to it. And to a certain extent,
I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt, but he talked about the violent actions of a few. You know, and then Eric Holder talked about the fact that he's still very concerned about the lone wolf efforts that are out there. And it does feel like everybody who was marching in Paris was saying, you know what, we're on a different page now. And you look at the people in Pakistan holding signs that say, enough, enough, when 132 school children are killed in Pakistan. So is there no change of thinking based on what has happened over the past 6 months in so many countries around the globe?
No. In this White House, there is no change in thinking whatsoever. It is stunning. And remember, Martha, how the left-wing media had a ball with President Cheney's in the bunker hiding. Well, guess who's in the bunker? Who's in the intellectual bunker? I mean, President Obama, he won't come out of the bunker to face the world's reality. we Americans, all of us, left, right, center, doesn't matter at this point. We're all in this together, and we're facing 2 years with a president who refused to lead on the salient issue of our time.
But John Kerry said it's quibbling. You know, he said, look, we're doing the hard work. We're meeting February 18th. The president's going to have a forum at the White House about this issue. And they're saying, you know, a march is one thing, but, you know, we're going to do the real work that needs to be done in this.
Yeah, well, roll up your sleeves and show me, Mr. President. Show me, Secretary Kerry. The march mattered. The march was a catharsis. It was, for us, obviously the march doesn't defeat terror. But look at those optics. Again, you brought together in the front rank Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel, Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority, the world's leaders, the ones that matter were there. Even Russia was represented.